I never turned my mic on. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god, that's, I've been, like, talking for 10 minutes. I can't, Ugh. You know, I feel dumb. I don't think anyone's here right now, so... But yeah, that's quite the blunder, isn't it? So yeah, I was, just talking about my some Blender plans, even though I'm on a break. Originally, I was thinking that my break should be maybe 1 week, but I think maybe it should go longer so I just can focus on my characters and stuff. Hopefully I don't entirely forget to do the Blender stuff, because I'm probably going to end up being busy again this July because of all the art fight stuff. That's really embarrassing, isn't it? I hope no one, like, dipped because of the muted mic. Yeah. Kind of took the wind out of my sails a bit right then. Probably have to repeat everything. I guess I don't necessarily need to repeat everything, but I usually repeat everything later anyway, so. But yeah, that's... damn. I don't think I had that happen before, so... anyways. So, yeah. This is Seranza, my character, by the way. He has the ability to turn into smoke, and he can, like, float around really fast, and he can avoid attacks that way from monsters and stuff, because he's technically part of a monster hunting organization as basically kind of one of the super soldiers, magical super soldiers in a way. Yeah, so his main weapon is just a gun, so I mean, most people who work in the Reinhardts, which is the name of the organization, they usually carry guns or crossbows, like long distance weapons. But because of the nature of his group, he's actually the only one who uses a firearm, so. Like the other Malahone use more close range types of weapons. But yeah. So now we are working on the actual face. Hopefully this turns out. This is the bit that I'm a little bit worried about. Yeah, okay. And this entire shadow under the face here is going to be blacked out because, yeah, I don't feel like dealing with it. Alright. I'm gonna have to make sure to have some areas that are very dark to imply shadow, because to match the neck area. But yeah, admittedly, the main reason why I made that decision is just because I don't want to deal with the neck details. I have kind of a tough time drawing out the necks and stuff. Honestly, I think I always had issues with necks. Long ago, when I was still in like high school / middle school, I used to have I had like tons of issues with necks. Like for a long time, I like drew my characters with like really like long, thick necks, like tree trunk necks, even though none of them were like supposed to be muscular or anything. So, you know, because I heard that the neck is supposed to be like the same width of the head, and like more like more realistic art. So I was trying to match that because I knew that apparently that's what how the proportions were supposed to look, but it ended up looking super odd. Yeah, sometimes I like to go back to my old art, because I have an old DeviantArt account that I used to use for roleplay. That's what I drew most of my art back then for. Because I used to make a ton of OCs for RP groups, and then just kind of drew for them. Yeah, back then I used to be a lot more into making OCs. Honestly, I still like to make characters, but mostly just in my head, because I have a hard time just drawing them out for some reason. Actually, there's one character that I'm a little tempted to make a character sheet for too, but he doesn't have like any world attached to him. So, but the design that I've been kind of mentally thinking about for him, I imagine would be cool. Okay. It's tempting, but yeah, I might drive myself crazy. You know, that's kind of how the Vow and Maven came to be, though, because characters that I've been kind of thinking about but never properly depicted until right before Art Fight. So, you know, I think a funny thing about Art Fight was even though like Maven was kind of a character that I created super quickly, or like relatively quickly, like basically a week before Art Fight, he seemed to be like one of the more popular characters that I made. So I don't know, I thought that was kind of thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, he's sort of like the tricky mad scientist witch guy. So that's basically what his character is. I guess I don't normally have a ton of OCs that are like that, but so maybe that made him stand out a bit. But yeah. Yeah, I feel kind of bad, like, ignoring some of these characters, because I know that people tend to like them. It's kind of the same way with Scylla. I don't draw him a whole ton. You know, when I first made him, I actually drew quite a few pieces with him, but I just didn't really have that much of a world surrounding him, since he's, like, very isolated and all that. Actually, Scylla was originally meant to be, like, a VTuber avatar, like, long before I came up with Varia. But I couldn't quite connect him in that way. Yeah, so, like, Varia, I feel like captures me as a person more. Hmm. Alright. So, just add this little sort of flyaway hair, but not quite. Okay, let's add some more volume over here in terms of line art. Yeah, I guess I was kind of worried about the hair too. Honestly, the hair looks kind of rough, but I feel like there's only so much effort that I can put in today. I know I need to move my butt this week. By the way, I've been kind of considering doing, well, maybe not this week, but next week. You know, I was kind of considering doing a extra stream next week for Monster Hunter Rise, because if I'm able to do a birthday stream, I kind of want to play Monster Hunter Rise for that, but I guess I don't really have a collab in mind, though, because I don't really know enough people who would do a gaming collabs with me, but yeah. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to just have Monster Hunter Rise, my first Monster Hunter Rise stream, be for my birthday. I don't know if the actual birthday stream will be on my birthday. you know, I should admit. It could be on the 4th, actually. Because most of my family members, they tend to work on Fridays, so... Sorry, I'm just trying to take a deep breath. Yeah, most of them tend to work on Fridays, so that would probably give me the most time to do stuff. Like, I don't know if we have any special plans for the 4th. And usually on our birthdays, we'll go to a restaurant, so... And then have, like, cake. Okay, sorry, I keep zooming in and out. Yeah, it's... Top of his head feels a little off, but I think that's mostly just because of how fluffy his hair is. He has, like, very fluffy hair, or he's supposed to, anyway. Okay. Sorry, I keep, like, going quiet, but just, trying to figure out what to do next and all that. Let's add some more volume over here. You know, I might take a little break with another character's art, but I'm not sure what I'm actually going to do. Like, I tried showing this off earlier when I was still muted. You know, I have this I've been sketching this right before stream. It looks very, very rough right now, but this is supposed to be another character of mine. But yeah. Hopefully I can make him more presentable. The other character, I should say. The other character is Brockclot. I'm not really concerned about making him a pretty... He's not really supposed to be like a pretty boy, but... I don't know, he doesn't look that... He's not supposed to look quite that rough, you know. But yeah. And I'm not sure if I could fix Chris Sam's art on stream, just because, you know, I kind of stare at it and it's just like, what went wrong here? I don't know why I keep struggling to draw Chris Sam. I don't know, just something that blocks me. Blocks me from making a good art piece with him. You know, it's been like that for years, to be honest. Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, his cloak is going to be a nightmare. We still have all these, like, long lines down here. Actually, I'm kind of wondering if I should try focusing on the cloak first and then worrying about the rest of the details later. It might actually make things a little bit easier for me. Okay. Let's get the sleeve done first, though. Okay, you know, add more details. Okay, you know, we've got these wrinkles right here. Yeah, the wrinkles. Alright. So I'm just kinda adding more of these shapes. Yeah, I hope he comes out alright. I'm still, like, pretty unsure about his outfit, but if I make any big changes, that's gonna be a post-art fight thing, because sorry, stretching. Oh my god. Put this down real quick. Oh my god. Sorry, I just like have a sudden need for a very big stretch. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I stretched before stream, but I guess not. Anyways, let's just continue the sleeve. Man. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna add more detail over here. And, yep, filling it in. Alright. So yeah, and then we can add more detail, not detail, but you know, keep adding these shapes. Wasn't there supposed to be a... Okay, this... I thought there was supposed to be like some decorations around here, but it was on the other arm. Okay. Let's get this coffee again so I can finish it up. Okay, so let's just start a new layer for this cloak. So I don't like screw up the rest of the line art. Sometimes you just get a good line, but it goes over the wrong place. Okay. I feel like I struggled a lot with line art in the past, but it's not so bad now. I think I was actually just fine doing it for the past two pieces, but yeah, I kinda... Normally I have a harder time with line art. Okay. Yep, and fill that in. So let's clean this edge off. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt to give Seranza, sorry, some more details on some parts of his clothes. Sorry, just gonna look. Okay, sorry, that was the bot. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, I got a bot blocked, so. Anyways. Alright, let's finish this off. Try to get this corner looking spick and span. I also got a Discord message, so I'll check that. Okay, sorry, that was just another stream live. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just like suddenly so tired. By the way, I was thinking of like adding a little easel to my corner here, so it looks like I'm actually looking at something. No, I thought I would add something to the stream. Obviously, I didn't have time to do it last night. I was working on my panels, as I said. Actually, I'm not sure if you guys heard me because, you know, I was muted for a whole 10 minutes, but yeah, there was a... Yeah, I've been starting to work on my Twitch panels again. You know, I should have done that long ago, but yeah. You know, at least I'm working on it now. You know, I gotta... Honestly, I think they're coming out alright. You know, I always kind of struggled with things like graphic design, but yeah, I think the vibe that I'm getting is pretty nice. But yeah, it took me a couple of hours to get my that unique panel done, like the About Me panel, because I want a few unique things to make my little Twitch page more interesting to look at. I don't know, I see a lot of people with like really cute Twitch panels and pages, and I was like thinking that I really need something like that. Also, just more information for people who would be interested. You know, I think there's supposed to be like rules that pop up in chat before the stream, before people can start saying stuff, but you know, even then I'll have to like update those. I mean, my stream rules in general are supposed to be like pretty simple. Basically, no, you know, like no politics, don't be hateful, all that. But yeah, I imagine my rules would be normal. I'm just a little worried about what exactly to come up with. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to see if I can add something else. Add another flyaway. I don't hate it. Yeah, I'll just add a little one right here. Try to clean up that line art. Alright. Anyways, let's get back to the other line art layer. Probably should start working on this shape down here. Shape of this main body, I should say. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just finished my coffee off, so still managed to get cold, even though... Oh, hey, Super. Hello. Thanks for coming. How's your day going? My day's been pretty okay. Had a hard time getting up this morning, because, I think it's been, like, dreary these past couple of days. Dreary, but I can't complain too much. I didn't have to water my garden at all, but yeah, otherwise my day has been alright. Just kind of, like, been trying to work on my work on the sketch for my character, because I felt like I was starting off a little bit rough, but you know, I try to make him look a little bit less skinny, because he's not really supposed to be skinny. But yeah, otherwise my day has been alright. Nothing. Just kind of got some breakfast and just kind of had coffee. Yeah. Yeah, just now I was talking about how I was, how last night I was actually able to start working on my panels again. So, like those panels you see under people's Twitch pages. I don't know if you're on mobile or not, but yeah, I don't think you can see it if you're on mobile, but yeah, I have some panels, some like little panels under my stream, but I haven't actually added the written information yet, but you know, add little pictures. I'm mobile. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you can see it then. But my day was fun. Just studied a little. I see. Yeah, hopefully nothing too stressful happened. But yeah, I've been working on this dude right here for Art Fight again. Honestly, I'll probably be focusing on drawing, or like 2D drawings like this for the next, probably next week too, because I'm trying to get everything done. The drawings of your character and links, I could see that one. I think so. Yeah, one of my panels has my character drawing, and then there should be a rules and then a links panel. I haven't put the information down, as I said before, but I'm going to try and do that, hopefully either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I kind of started working on those like late last night, so you know, I always kind of struggle with things like graphic design, so that's why I haven't like gotten around to it yet. I tried like doing them right before I started streaming in general, but the original ones I made I ended up not liking the look of them, so yeah. I guess there was one that I kind of liked the look of, but I don't know, I don't think it fit my general page that well. Sorry, I'm getting another Discord ping. Okay. You know, I'll just show you real quick though, because it is a little bit cute, but I don't know where I put it though, is the problem. Okay. Yeah, it's not in the general space, so I probably did sort it properly. Yeah, I'm like really bad about sorting my stuff, so yeah. Maybe I can find it. I don't know. Actually, it might be out in the open. Okay. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so I probably didn't. Whoops. Okay. Twitch. Okay, I probably haven't, yeah, this one. Like, I kind of like the look of it, but I'm not sure if it would fit the general aesthetic. Actually, now that I look at it again, it is pretty cute. But yeah. Cool. I see. Anyways, sorry about that. Let's get back to the focus. But yeah, I'm focusing on drawing this guy for now, so but most of the stream will probably be dedicated to him. I'll also have to figure out his colors again as I'm drawing him, because I was never really like satisfied with his color scheme. Like, you can see this like very basic reference of him right here. Yeah, I'm not like thrilled about the color of orange I chose for him, so of course maybe instead of like making him more orange, or like instead of changing the orange too much, maybe I can like try working with more of a cyan color for his other clothes. But yeah, I'm not sure. He's supposed to be more of a quick-witted and very like open personality, I guess. Or at least he seems like open personality, like a hardcore extrovert, so yeah. Cool. Pro art skills you have, thank you. I'm not sure if I'd call myself a pro, but yeah. Anyways, just kind of. But yeah, right now I'm just working on the lining for now. And I'll probably add some more hard shadows to this specific piece, because, yeah. Okay. Also, my seat isn't the most comfortable, so I might have to get up and try to make it nicer pretty soon. Like, I try to use a blanket as my cushion, but it keeps getting messed up, so yeah, my seat is a little bit uncomfortable, and it just starting to get to me a little bit. Yeah, this chair is a little bit on the older side, so so I kind of have to use a cushion. Anyways, let's just get this leg done first, and I'll have to fix this little bit right here because it's kind of screwed up at the end. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just stand up real quick. My model's going to look kind of crazy for a little bit. Okay. There. Okay, we'll just back it back. Okay, this is still not good. Sorry. I kind of wonder if I should get a proper cushion at some point. It kind of just flipped it over and smoothed it out a bit, and now it feels better, so. Okay. Yeah, so. Are you still mostly studying the biology, or were you studying something else today? Out of curiosity. I think like last Monday, I've actually been like trying to study a bit of doing a little bit of studying for the topology for Blender, but I kind of decided to take a break from Blender for maybe a couple weeks just because I want to focus on my character drawings. Oh my god, sorry, my air keeps trying to come back up. It's kind of being an issue. Okay, let's hold on. It's supposed to be a couple of straps up here. Forgot to draw them in. Yeah, this dude's waist has a lot of detail. Alright, let's fill this in. Okay. Physics, just about some basic stuff like planets, radiation forces, not too extreme. I see. Yeah, I remember having a really, really hard time with physics. I took a class back in high school, but it didn't really go that well. You know, and it's just like, I struggle so much with math. It's like not only was it math, but you had like to have to figure out your own equations, which is like kind of I just couldn't do it, so somehow still passed, but yeah, not with a good grade. So honestly, I wasn't that great of a student back then, but yeah. I don't think we really talked too much about planets and physics, though. We kind of just went over the basic physics, so. like how to build bridges and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, so like I don't think generally science classes aren't too bad for me, but yeah, if it gets too like mathematic without any like gets too mathematic without like without people holding my hand, then it's kind of I just can't do it. Like when I was taking a fund of chemistry back in a community college, I didn't have too much trouble with the math problems. Like, you know, I still struggled, but they went pretty deep into explaining how the equations work for that, so that helped. So I had like way less of a rough time for that. And then biology, there wasn't too much. I think like I can't remember much about the math, but I doubt it was really that was that bad for there. Okay, sorry, I'm still not speaking the best. So. Bridges? How are your bridge skills? Terrible. That's... Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't have a grasp on physics, man. Like, I'm a ghost, I don't need to worry about physics anymore. I'm beyond physics, dang it. Okay. Oops, sorry. That doesn't look right. Okay. Yeah, just adding... Sorry, I'm being a little bit quiet. I'm just kind of focusing on this belt. A lot of details. I'm hearing the word community college a lot recently. Is it different than normal college, or what kind of education university? It's like it's kind of like just a cheaper version of college, and usually you can only go to an associate's degree rather than a bachelor's degree. So basically, like 2 years of community college usually lasts like 2 or 3 years, depending. Yeah, I've been told that the actual quality of education isn't too much different from a normal college, but of course, but yeah, it's just like a cheaper college rather than like an actual university that usually like cost like tons. So it's a lot more affordable for a lot of people. I see. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Originally, I was planning on going to art school afterwards, but then the pandemic hit everyone, and then it just kind of killed that dream. So honestly, it's probably for the best. Art school's pretty expensive, and I hear that a lot of people don't seem to feel the advantages of it. So I guess maybe if I wanted to get like a proper career after that, but with how everything's going right now, it's probably, yeah. So I kind of I'm just trying to like strike it out on my own, or I have been. But yeah. Okay, and less negative topic. I will just kind of put. Sorry, I just trying to change the topic, and it's like, oh, never mind. Okay, can't think of anything. Okay. Ah, boy. I guess I was able to see or hop into another friend's stream recently, because they're finally getting back into streaming. So, I had a fun Had a lot of fun last night. Just got to hang out and chat. And while I was also working on my, like, you know, my little panels. But yeah, I just got to see someone else. See one of my fellow artists draw. So, yeah, okay. Just too thick. Okay. Anyways, get this one down. But yeah, nothing too crazy has really been happening to me these past few days. Past few days. I guess like the storm. I guess there's like the thunderstorms and everything, but that's it's not like there was a tornado or anything, so you know I didn't have too much to worry about. I think they're finally like turning the ACs on at work, so that's nice. Work has been like pretty toasty lately, but you know I noticed that I felt better yesterday, so yeah, hopefully being inside shouldn't be as uncomfortable. You know, at least it's still better than being stuck outside. Like how I was before I got into the bottle room. Okay. Sorry, just adding a little bit more detail here. Okay. Alright. What is the small drawing right from the paper? You're talking about this one? This is a reference, or like a little chibi reference that I made like a year ago. You know, I was supposed to give him a more complete drawing at some point, but I had a kind of a hard time drawing this character, because I think it's like very much outside of my norm for how I draw characters, so that, and I just had points where I had struggled to actually draw, so yeah. But this was like the original idea I had for this character's color scheme. I mean, or like my basic concept. I'm probably going to change up the color of his outfit just a bit, because I'm not crazy about how it looks right now, but yeah, I was kind of complaining about the shade of orange, but yeah, I'm going to try and alter the color scheme a bit. Yeah, unfortunately, unlike the past two characters I drew last time, they're not his outfit isn't like as deeply thought out, so yeah. Yeah, like I feel like I have a general idea of how these characters look inside my head, but at least like in terms of their actual faces and stuff, but with the outfits it's kind of another story. But yeah, this is his little doodle. I actually have the full thing up over here just because I was sketching out another one of my characters, but yeah, I was trying to make a basic sketch for this dude, and I needed to look at his outfit, so yeah. Yeah, but the other sketch that I've been working on is kind of ugly right now, because I just had, like, I was sketching it right before the stream, so the anatomy and the face is like super wonky at the moment. But hopefully I can like work on that later. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna try and dedicate most of the day to drawing, so yeah, there's like no Mario Kart night tonight, so I'm probably gonna keep to myself and just kind of do my work, because I don't have to like water today either, so basically I don't really have to worry about the plants too much at the moment, so yeah, I'll just keep working on my art. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, back up here. Okay. But yeah, I've been trying to get all my OCs drawn out. Yeah, originally I just wanted to do like maybe like 3 or 4 character references, but it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot more than that. So, you know, wish me luck. Honestly, these characters really needed some like basic references for a long time, so there's that at least. There's also a character who doesn't really have an established world or anything that I kind of want to draw out, but yeah, it's probably a bad idea. Okay. But yeah. So I'm just gonna add more, make this outer line thicker right here. Gonna zoom out. Let's draw out this hem. Okay. Oop. All right. Zoom back out. I should probably get to these legs. So. All right. Yep, so I'm gonna keep do his baggy pants. So. Yeah, so kind of like how the pants look, to be honest. Kind of a nice shape to them. Zoom back out. Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet right now. Trying to get this line art done. Alright. By the way, this character's name is Seranza, and he has like smoke powers, so he can turn into smoke and just kind of like flying around for relatively short periods of time. And like a lot of the other characters, he kind of has a monster form that he has to turn into every month or every new moon, because he doesn't really have control over that. But yeah, it's supposed to turn into like a bird or like a bird person. So all right, smoke here. Yep, smoke. Honestly, I actually had another character concept with a similar power set, but yeah, I never really did anything much with that character. I don't know. Sometimes I like to just imagine or like make up characters in my head and just kind of think about their story and world, and then I get kind of deep into it until I sort of like forget about it after a while. Like I think about it for like a long time, but you know, usually nothing ever really comes out of it because I don't really have the motivation to make a story. Okay, keep screwing this up. Okay. Yeah, like things like comics and books, they take a lot of effort. Okay. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get to this other shoe. Nope, that's the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to erase a little bit of that line art. Okay. And let's kind of sketch out the shoe. Alright. Man, stabilization makes things a lot easier. The stabilization is like this little, little mode for for like your pen in digital art. Like basically it kind of slows down your pen and makes it like makes it like create smoother lines. So yeah, that helps me a lot with drawing. I used to actually use Photoshop back in the day, and back then they did not have they don't have stabilization, I don't think. So, but yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of delays the speed of my pen, but it makes it like super smooth. So, you know, I'm very happy to have that because my line art used to be like super rough back in the day. Like I could just not make a smooth line for the life of me. I think my general lines nowadays are a lot smoother, but yeah. Oh, a little like Gregor Samas in the book Metamorphosis, who transform into a bug monster. It's a good book. Wow, very funny. I see. I mean, it's not quite like that, but you know, like I guess I haven't read the actual book, but I do know like the general story of it. I'm not sure if it's quite, the themes are quite the same, but yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna draw out the kind of the big hem for his coat. Hello, hey Baptistar, how are you doing today? I'm currently drawing with this character out. His name is Seranza. He's a bit different than what I'm used to, but I think he's like coming out all right. Yeah, like a few hours before stream, I kind of tried to work pretty hard and trying to make the final sketch decent. Like the little, in my little screenshot there. Yeah, the screenshot I took of this sketch earlier for the stream ad, but that was like a lot rougher. But I think I managed to mostly fix the issue. But yeah, how are you doing today? I'm just kind of my day hasn't been too crazy at all. Just kind of had breakfast and just been drawing. And I need to like look at the art fight site a bit more. I've actually been looking at it a tiny bit, but trying to find some characters to draw, but I don't have any solid choices right now. Honestly, with art fight, I kind of like to spread out and try to draw characters whose designs I wouldn't normally, or like pretty different from the designs I normally try to make. But yeah, also there's just a lot of cool options out there, so you know. Anyways, I'm just kind of I got most of the basic line art done, but I do need to like add weight at certain places, so. Also, like, probably clean up these cape lines. Thankfully, the cape is on a separate layer from the other stuff, so that should be like pretty easy to deal with once I get there. Oops. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing this, and then I will. Okay. So yeah, do his like armband, and then he has just like these little decorative bands around here. But yeah, my to-do list is quite big, so kind of been talking about it earlier on the stream, but yeah, I keep like increasing my workload because I want to draw out like I want to create references for a ton of OCs, but
this is where your story
yeah.
I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
Yeah, hopefully I don't die from exhaustion.
I want you to be amazed.
Kind of had that issue last year too. Technically, this character should have had their references drawn out long ago, but I never really got around to it until now.
Good luck.
But yeah, lately been feeling a little bit more motivated. So there's that at least. Anyways, I'm gonna draw out this hand. As you can see, it's very like simplified because I can't be bothered to do a super detailed hand. Ugh, yeah. I don't know, I always have a super hard time with hands. I know most people struggle with the hands, but yeah, I feel like my hands always come out looking really badly, looking really bad, so. Yep. I feel like by the end of, by the time July comes in, I'm probably gonna have, all the references are probably gonna look super sketchy. Yeah, just make a bunch of sketch references for the monster forms because I get tired out. Okay. Let's get to erasing these lines right here. So, do some cleanup. Honestly, I'll just erase this one too. Yeah, okay. Alright, starting to look a bit better. Yeah, I actually did the cape before everything else, and I think that kind of made my life a little bit easier. I usually like do the hard stuff, like the cape, at the end, so, you know, parts with like the really long lines. But yeah, I decided to do it first this time. Okay. So anyway, I'm just kind of, yep. Also, time to just go ahead and merge these two line layers. Also, I should probably just rename the layer already. I've been really bad about naming my layers lately, so yeah, I haven't been like bothering to name it. So there's just like layer 11, layer 20. Usually I try to keep things in order, organized and clean and all that, but yeah, not recently. Okay. So I just need to finish this shirt off real quick. All right. But yeah, I've seen you posting a bunch of references, I think, on ArtBite, so I assume you're probably excited too. Yeah, so I need to do a bunch of like writing and stuff soon. Maybe on this weekend I can work on that. But like I usually play Mario Kart with a certain streamer community, but it's not that stream isn't happening tonight, so I'll probably just keep focus on doing my work. Okay. Anyways, let's just go ahead and draw this out. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore this fold for now. I'm just kind of shape it out. Okay. And it paused. I can't wait for Art Fight. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be pretty fun. Oops. Okay, music. All right. Sorry, the music decided to stop right there. Yep. Yeah, I need to write out my character descriptions properly too. At least like give a short blurb, maybe explain what their abilities are and all that. Maybe a little bit of a backstory. I've gotten pretty rusty at writing, so I know I'm definitely gonna need some time to work on that. Do you like to write stuff out for your character? Or sorry, I probably should have like how much lore do you like to put in your characters normally? Usually I get kind of, for a lot of characters, I like to get really, really deep in their story and lore. I don't put much, I see. Yeah, I usually like it when my characters have like, oh, like an entire world and story and stuff behind them. Kind of feels like I have a harder time connecting to them. course, of course, like I come up with a lot of lore, but sometimes I feel kind of anxious, like trying to actually like talk about it with people. So, yeah, we'll see how much is actually like written down. Yep. Okay. Sorry, zooming in and out to see how it looks. Yeah, just trying to like. Some of these areas have like really heavy line art, so I'm gonna have to like mark out certain areas and try to fill that in. I feel like I should start. Yeah, probably be fun. At least if you're interested anyway. Yeah, I usually like daydream about my character's story when I'm like working and stuff, so that or like listening to music. Usually I try to take some time out, like usually like, take some time out of my day and just kind of like pace around while listening to music. So, and usually that's where I think about my characters, like lore and stuff. You know, just like time to kind of think. By the way, what kind of music do you normally like to listen to? I like to listen to high energy music, so usually like high energy drum and bass, maybe like some rock music. Last year I started getting into like breakcore, but I haven't listened to breakcore in a while, so I actually don't listen to too much music when I draw. Believe it or not, I actually like to put on like YouTube videos and try to listen to that. Of course, sometimes it's kind of hard to deal with that because I feel like it's kind of harder to find videos that really interest me these days. So, but yeah, should probably get back into listening to music. Yeah, sometimes it just helps with me. Like my attention span can be a little bit short sometimes, so I usually try to focus on multiple things, or like have multiple things to focus on. Yeah, okay, sorry, zoom in and out again and again and again. Yeah. I actually been thinking about a previous character that I kind of daydreamed about a while back, but I did try making a little drawing for him, but it never really came out. I think it was probably in sort of an art rut at that time, because the drawing I did for him like looks really bad. So yeah, it'd be kind of fun to actually sketch out this character again. I kind of like the visual design that I have in mind for him, but he doesn't like have a entire world or like a detailed world and cast, so or like a cast of characters to actually interact with, because a lot of my OCs tend to have like exist and like have like an established world or sort of established world. I like high energy music as well. I see. Sorry, I was yapping by myself. Is there any like specific genres you go after, or do you just listen to high energy stuff in general? I don't actually listen to any like specific artists myself. Like sometimes I try to look more further into some artists, but I usually like find a song. I usually find like songs I like and then just kind of like listen to those songs over and over and over again. So just in general, I see. Yeah. I think in the past I used to listen to more chill music as well, but not so much lately. Yeah, sorry, taking deep breaths. I need to like drink my water. I keep forgetting to do that. I also like spiting my OCs in different universes. And then I never touched said universes. Yeah. Yeah. I've been kind of having that issue with, like, some of my other OCs, Val and Maven. Like, they're supposed to have their own universe, but, you know, I just have a kind of a harder time to getting interested in their world. Even though I kind of like the general concept of the world. Like the world is actually supposed to have rings around it, so yeah. I don't know. I think the idea of like a world with rings around it sounds really cool. Also, the concept of like the world being actually being a moon rather than a planet. I used to have a moon world in the past, but I never really got too deep into it. Yeah, the world that Seranza and a bunch of my other characters that I've been drawing, that world is actually more developed, but I mostly like put my attention towards like one specific country, so yeah, maybe not quite that developed in general, but ring planets sound cool. Yeah. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video theorizing about like if the theorizing about the like what if the Earth had rings around it, and I thought like Saturn, and I thought that was like I think that's where that inspiration came from because I thought it was like pretty interesting. Yeah, like I'm not super knowledgeable about not like super knowledgeable about the science behind that kind of thing, but you know the concept sounds cool. I mean, I know not everyone really cares about the physics and stuff, so I'm definitely not a physicist. I'm not a big physics person, so you know. But still. Yeah, so sorry, I'm being kind of quiet. Yeah, do you have like any concepts for crazy worlds, or do you just really not think about it that much, or do you just like not think about it at all? Uh, I think back in the day, I used to like do a lot of RP, like for groups and stuff, so I usually didn't have to worry about like world building that much. But because usually like the creators of the group would like invent to like, create the world and stuff, but yeah. Of course, like some of the roleplay groups, they'd actually like let you create your own world, so world and species and stuff. Of course, back then I was like still in like high school and like early college, so I had a lot more time to think about those kinds of things. But yeah, I mean, depends on what you define as crazy. Uh, Honestly, I don't really have any definition. Probably like weird celestial bodies and stuff. I think the concept of like a shattered world would be really cool. Kind of like something in Final Fantasy VI or something. That sounds like a cool concept too, but I never like tried utilizing that. At least not yet, anyway. But you know. Sorry, I'm just gonna just kind of seeing if I can come up with a deeper shadow. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so maybe I can like put some darker shadows around here and there to match the neck, because the main reason I put like a heavy shadow around the neck is because I didn't want to deal with the neck anatomy. Not gonna lie. Hopefully this doesn't screw with the shape too much. Okay. But yeah, get some of this ambient occlusion added in. Zoom in and zoom out. Okay, how about here? Right. Okay, sorry, taking a deep breath. Okay. I know a lot of like fantasy worlds actually have like 2 moons, so. Like I know that multiple moons is popular, I mean to say, so. Okay. Well, I want my merfolk universe to be set in a world where we are in apocalypse sinks most of the world. I see. That sounds like it would be interesting. Yeah, so there'd be like little, I guess there would be like little patches where the, kind of like, is that like a little bit like the Subnautica world? I think like the world in Subnautica that's been like underwater for most of its history, but there's like, I guess like little patches of land, but most of it being like sea creatures and stuff. I never played Subnautica myself, but I watched some videos talking about like the biomes and stuff, and it seems like it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think I'd be too scared to play Subnautica, but you know. Alright. Let's see. Just making sure I added all the details I wanted. Let's make these ears a little bit thicker, so just so the coloring doesn't escape, at least hopefully. Okay, just kind of add more detail. Alright. Yeah, just fill this in. Well, sorry. I thought there was a new message. Okay. Anyways. This might be okay. Like, it could probably be better, but, you know, it's not too bad. I can't complain too much, especially since I need to keep moving my butt. Okay. Alright, so let's make this the reference layer, and then add another layer. Yeah, so. Sorry, I need to check. Okay, that's the sketch layer, so let's actually rename some of these layers. I know you can't see, but I don't want to lose track. So, half sketch, just, sketch 2. Okay. Honestly, separate it in a sketch folder so I don't have to look at it. Sketch. Okay. But yeah, try to make this more organized. So let's start off with a skin tone layer, and then I'll add the hair layer and other stuff. And then I'll focus on the clothing layer, because that's going to be the hard part, I think. Oops, that's not what I wanted to. Okay. Boop. Alright. Boop. Okay, get his neck. Okay. Yeah, I think it's like mostly covered up, so. Oh, I almost forgot this bit. Okay. Honestly, let's just go ahead and clean this up. Yeah, I haven't been the best about world building for merfolk either. There's like a ton of like interesting biomes that I can like take inspiration from, but I never really seem to get too far into it. I like the idea of like an underwater grassland though. Like there's just a ton of seagrass, and I don't know if I talked about this with you around or not, but like I kind of like the idea of like merfolk ranchers, or mer ranchers I should say. And, like instead of like cows, you have like manatees that they try to like farm from. I don't know, that's kind of an idea I have. I also like the concept of I like kelp, the idea of kelp forest too. So maybe like more folk living in the kelp forest. Okay. Okay, let's make sure I hit everything. Yeah, let's just fill this one in. Nope, not that part. A little messy right here, right now. Okay. Make sure I get the correct areas. Of course, I gotta get the eyebrows. Alright. I'll just, like, clean it up properly, of course, but I try to fill in most of what I can. That sounds like a cute idea. Thank you. I know that I have a character who lives in a swamp, because, like, I kind of like the idea of having, or having, like, merfolk who can, like, just crawl onto land and then use fire. Like, use fire to cook food. I don't know, I think maybe it's just a me thing, but I feel like living without cooked food would kind of suck. That's like the one thing that kind of bothers me about mer people is just not being able to, like, actually cook stuff because you're underwater. I guess maybe like the deep sea merfolk can use the vents, but yeah, I feel like I like the deep sea. I usually like to think that my merfolk would live a little closer to the surface. Yeah, so he's just filling in the rest of his hair. Okay. Yeah, trying to make sure there's no artifacts that can be, or like no like super noticeable artifacts and stuff. Okay. Oops, dang it. Okay, zooming out again. Yeah. As I said before, most of him is covered up, so let's just go back to the skin layer. I also still need to rename that real quick. Skin, hair. Yeah, try to work on his eyes and stuff. Deep sea merfolk are my favorite type. Yeah, there's like a lot of cool ideas for them. I guess it's just not something that I'm like super invested in personally. I don't know, I say that my character's a deep sea ghost, but he's more like he's at most like a Twilight Zone ghost, so I just like the idea of saying deep sea. Like, I mean, Varya. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of looking at something real quick. Okay. Alright, just take another drink of water. Probably gonna need to get more drinks pretty soon. Okay, oops. Okay, so let's start with some blush and stuff. So usually like to give my characters a little bit of a blush. So let's see. Okay, trying to figure out what I want to use. Yeah, let's just use the soft brush. So over his nose and cheeks. Yeah, I don't want to like try not to make it look like he's actually blushing, but you know, I'll give him like some warmth, I should say. Okay, I need to clean up the lips though. Okay, so yeah. I'll just add a little bit of an orangier color. Yeah, I usually just use one color for blush, but I thought I'd try giving him two different colors. Okay. Just gonna put a little bit of color around the eye. Not too much, but just a smidge. Okay, let's lower the opacity real quick. Okay, I think there could be a little bit more right here. I'm not used to drawing heads in this angle either, so yeah, just feel a little worried about how it looks. But yeah, let's just go ahead and merge these layers, and then I'll add some color Maybe a little bit more color to the lips real quick. At least to the top lip. Okay, now with this. Use the actual G pen real quick. Alright. He's supposed to also have like facial hair, I just remembered, but I'm not the best with beards and stuff, so forgive me if it looks a little off. Okay, so here we can just use this. Don't want it to... Obviously I'm going to bring down the opacity soon too, but... Yeah, I tend to make the upper lip darker because to kind of imply shadow, so... Alright, so zoom out. Maybe a bit lighter. Okay. Maybe a bit darker, actually. 15. Okay. Actually, my hold on. Yeah, just adding more detail. Get this too. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to get things right. All right. And we merge down. Okay. So just gonna move in my seat a little bit. Okay, actually, yeah, hold on. And again. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I need to stretch a bit. Ooh. Oh. Oh my god. I've been needing to stretch a lot tonight. Not tonight, it's still the day, but yeah, it's only like 2:30 here, so. Okay, so now we can work on the sclera. So, finally. Okay. So yeah, we put the sclera in. Oops, okay. This is on the same layer, so I gotta be a bit... Okay, this straight up isn't the right brush, actually. Should have been using the G pen right here. But I was using one of my paint brushes, so whoops. Okay. Hold on. Just kind of making a set. Okay. Yeah, give him a little bit of this little tear dot right here, or... Okay, so we fill in this area. Okay, so yeah. Actually, I need to put get this bit too. And let's go back to the hair layer real quick, because I'm starting to see some little artifacts that weren't visible earlier. Okay. Alright. So, okay, now we can get to the eye color. Alright. Okay, sorry. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if you were here when I said this, but he's... Like, a lot of the characters that I've been working on lately, they're supposed to have, like, their own, like, monster form that they turn into every, new moon. And Seranza is supposed to, like, turn into a bird guy every month, so... Hopefully I'll be able to work on those. I don't know, it's a lot of work that I need to do. Okay, sorry, I keep zooming in and out. See how this looks. Yeah, I'm remembering that I need to get this facial hair dealt with. Hold on. Oh, come on. Nope, just hit the mic. Whoops. Not sure if you heard anything, but like... Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay, I spelled that right. Was worried that I spelled like Iric rather than Iris. Okay, so it's gonna be a clip layer, so You know, I'm not very good at, like, handling stuttle. So hopefully it doesn't look, like, terrible. Yeah, it's supposed to have, like, a stuttable, you know, work that. Honestly, I kind of like how he looks without the stuttle, but I just want to see if I can make it work. Yeah, obviously I don't do facial hair very often, so... Stubble. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. You mean to, like, the monster, like, the turning into creatures every month, or... turning into a werebird? A wereburb? Yeah, that, I see. Yeah, I did a quick sketch for one of my other characters for his, like, monster form, but I haven't really developed it all that much. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I have a hard time, like, getting faces to look right, so... Okay. Okay, made that a little bit darker. Let's lower the opacity of this pen and just actually... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Erase a bit of it, so... And then just try to include, like, hairs and stuff and see if that kind of works out. Yeah, it's not my forte, isn't it? Hey, glad you like the idea. I need to draw more like creatures in general. I haven't been the best about that. Like monster boys and girls. The good stuff. Of course I did get my merfolk this month, so... Or some of my merfolk, I should say. But yeah, I could draw more like bird people would be nice. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. Maybe like thin it down a bit. I feel like that's a little too much. Okay. Thin it down further, I should say. Yeah, kind of questioning if I should really go through with the facial hair. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like kind of hyper focusing on this detail. Maybe add another clipping layer. Just kind of add to that. Just gonna follow the form of the face. Let's try that, you know. Yeah. Okay, just kind of loose hairs. Then we can make the... Sorry, it's just kind of like hyper focusing on this. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Like, it looks cute on the chibi, but not here. Okay, make some stronger lines. Subtle. Stubble. Stubble. Okay. Well, I'll just leave it for now, maybe. Okay. Let's work on the clothes. Alright. So, I do kind of like how these, like how the neutrals are, so I'll go ahead and keep those for now. So, yeah, try to remember. I'm just not sure how to incorporate orange into this design, because I feel like he's a person whose main color would be orange. Or main color should be orange, I should say. Like, this dude's supposed to be kind of a very extroverted character, so that's why I feel that way. Nice, like, warm color. Yeah, I'm still like, ugh. I actually don't mind, like, the intended, just having, like, most of the hair being on the chin. Okay, I think this brown is supposed to be the color of the shoes. So, yeah. Alright. Okay, and get the other one too. Sorry, it's just me, like, stressing out about this, drawing. I'm kind of thinking that maybe his clothes could be a little bit bluer, is the thing. Because technically it's already, like, pretty cyan, rather than, green. Kinda looks green here, though, for some reason, but yeah, I'll just make it more of a cool blue. Maybe, like, make the colors, a little more saturated, maybe. Okay. Let's see how that works for now. How about I do these on separate layers just to stay safe? Okay. There's this. There's this. Take a deep breath. Okay. I also need to have a saturation layer. I just realized, just to check how his how the values, local values of his outfit. Nope, outfit looks. Okay, sorry, I just keep hitting everything. Okay, change it to this other tool. Okay, so this blue is maybe a little too closer to the eye. Kind of worried that this blue might be too close to the eye. Yeah, this blue should probably be a bit either darker or lighter. Yeah, I think I'd like the blue to be a bit darker. So yeah, I try to have a layer that turns everything gray so I can check out the local values. So currently this blue is a little bit too light, so I'm just gonna darken it slightly. Let's see. Let's make it more. I kind of want it to be more desaturated. Yeah, so now I'm just dragging it back to how it was before. Nope. Okay. Okay, I forgot to change it to the other. Yeah, I have to like keep changing in my paint cans back and forth so it doesn't look too off. Also, I forgot to line out the. Forgot to add the lining for the hem right here, so gotta fix that real quick. Okay, so we're going back out. Let's take this color again, back here. It's got this nice blue color. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, and it looks better now, too, so there's that. Alright, let's get more of this minty color around. Okay. Hmm. Just trying to make decisions. Yeah, I want this inner coat to be more of a beigey color, so not sure, or like maybe not necessarily beige, but like a nice, cool, nice color. Actually, maybe beige is the answer. It's actually more of a yellow color originally. Yeah, a little bit of a warmer color in here. Okay. I need to get this in here. I'm not sure how I feel about the hem right now. Actually, believe it or not. Okay. Just throwing this colors around. Okay. Yeah, because he's supposed to have more warm colors in his palette. Yeah, it's like this. Just not sure how to feel about this orange. It's too, just seems like a little too bright for me. Maybe the sunnier orange, or it's more of this golden color. I don't hate it, to be honest. Maybe I can let this one be a bit more saturated. Just a smidge. Yeah, so how would this be in a separate layer again, just to be safe? Definitely goes more with the color scheme, though, so there's that. I'm gonna change out the gloves real quick. Yeah, I kind of like the brown gloves a bit more, I think. It helps me mind the... And then I could maybe just leave the... this color of hem in, so... You know, maybe I can still incorporate this actual brighter orange somewhere, but not really quite sure yet where, but... Hold on. Need to, like, change out these colors, so... wondering if it should be the same gray or not. Or have it be this darker brown. I guess I'm putting it as this darker brown for now. But yeah, I'm kind of considering having this... if I use, like, the brighter orange, that could just be like a like a slight accent. Man, I feel like this paintbrush or the painting has been a bit crunchier lately. Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of errors around. I don't know, I haven't had this issue in the past. Not really sure why it's doing that. Okay. It's really crunchy. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to fix that a bit. Yeah, around these the edges of the line art. It just looks really crunchy. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Like maybe there can be a little bit of a pattern on this on his inner shirt, or like this inner bit. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm struggling to speak. Sorry about that. Sorry if I haven't been good about the conversation so far. I've just been kind of focusing on this character right now. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been talking, have I? Sorry about that. Just kind of screaming in pain. Yeah, so... Yeah, just trying to decide what the actual colors I want to do with this. So, my character just flew back right there, dang. Okay. Hold on. Nope. Not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so this is the original cloak color. This is what I've been trying to use. Now I'm kind of wondering if I should make it brighter still. Because I think the thing with these neutrals is that I kind of did like incorporate some of the... Like, it's a mix between the blue and the orange, so... And the OG orange, but... It's just this, Yeah. Okay, for now I'll just leave it there. Because there's supposed to be some gold in this design, so... Like, actual gold, so... The world that... I gotta go to bed. Okay, thank you for coming here. Yeah, thanks for coming on stream and just chatting with me for a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on this guy for a little while, so... Try to like, get his colors in properly. But yeah, I appreciate you showing up here. I hope you're able to sleep well. Yeah, so... Alright. But yeah, I'll just be up here. Okay. Yeah, the center shirt was supposed to have, like, more details, so... Trying to figure out areas... Still trying to figure out areas where I can incorporate the bright orange. Let's see, maybe out here. Yeah, look, it's a lot better as a accent color rather than the main shade. Oops. Oops, I did that in the gold layer, didn't I? Oh well. Okay. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just adding, some, yeah, this looks, it does look a bit better, so, and I forgot to color that in, oh my god. Yeah, okay, so, back here, get the paint bucket, okay. Probably have to merge all these layers together at the end, so there's that. Okay. Okay. So zoom out. And I might also add some more blue around too. Like blue to his to some of these buckles. So they get more saturated color. Yeah, we'll see how that looks. Okay. Alright, fill this in. Nope. Okay. Alright. And I'll have this like little string right here. That'll be the orange too. Yeah, kind of building up a bunch of layers again, so oops. Also, I haven't colored in the horn yet, have I? No, I haven't. So I gotta do that pretty soon. Alright. I still have this beige color at least, so. Yes, his supposed to be one of those gunpowder horns, because as I said, he technically has a gun. He uses a gun as a weapon, so he does like focuses on long range attacks. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and make this a darker version of the brown that's been around before. Yeah, right. Alright, so let's get this like much brighter blue. Quick. So yeah, it is looking better. Still not sure what to feel about it, but... Okay, sorry, I almost panicked. I had the wrong tool again, but no, it's just I forgot that I was on one of the layers under the main thing. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna throw this blue around a bit. Oh yeah, one right here. Oops, one right here. Okay. Yeah, like I kind of want to add more detail to the, like, sort of a more detailed pattern to the hem right here. I just hope it doesn't like come off as too detailed. I mean, it's gotten pretty detailed at this point. Yeah, let's just see what I can do here. So I'll go back down to this one layer. Okay. Okay, looks pretty rough around here. Okay, so, Sorry, I'm just kind of... Yeah, not sure if I like it right like that. Kind of thinking, oh my god, sorry, I just noticed the... more crunchies. Maybe these, a little bit of a floral design down here, I was originally thinking. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's just kind of... Sort of like this flower that... Maybe like some flower that that's kind of like a dandelion or something. Lavaria is supposed to have like a lot of wind-blown flowers, or flowers are meant to have their seeds blown by wind, so I imagine that would be a part of the cultural clothing a lot. Okay. Right. So it kind of have like little petals kind of spreading around. Or it's supposed to look like it, I think. Alright. Yeah, this one that's kind of a distance away, it looks kind of... Okay, so, okay. So yeah, just kind of adding more detail. Maybe one little petal right here. Maybe add just a little simpler version down here. Yeah, I don't want to like spend like too much time on some of this stuff, so still kind of want it to be interesting. Okay. Maybe some flowers at the... Maybe make it seem like there's some patterns at the top of the shoulder. Like the shoulders on the coat, I mean. That people can't normally see. Alright, so that might be... Maybe make a set to 15. Alright, and I'll have a shading layer real quick. So the inside will be different from the outside. Like maybe not officially different, but you know, I'm trying to imply shadow, I mean say, so. Alright, and I'll just use the paint. Yeah, I can just use this thing. I want it to be purple though. Hold on. Ah, shoot. Okay. Yeah, this looks nicer. Alright. So. Remember to fill this gap in. Oh yeah, this gap too. Gotta fill in these gloves real quick. The crunchies are attacking. No, not the crunchies. Okay. Yeah, not be too much darker. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to see if this is good for now. Let's make a darker background too, just so I can... Because I'm a little worried that maybe it's just too bright, the background I mean. Okay. I guess it's fine for now. So I'm gonna merge all the... Actually, maybe a little bit shading on the metals, just so people know that it's metal. But yeah, fun fact about the world that these characters come from, in the specific continent they're from, like Seranza, that's the name of the continent. Gold is actually like pretty common. Like it's still seen like as a holy metal because people try to affiliate it with the sun, but the sun and the stars. But at the same time, in terms of the economy, it's still kind of seen as cheap. So yeah. Like people still know about like some of the benefits and stuff because, well, the world isn't like super advanced. Like they're more advanced than probably more advanced than like historically where the society would be. Because technically the world is like older than our world would be, but humanity keeps getting set back by like all the giant monsters that run around. Giant monsters and the eldritch gods running around, so yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry too much about the metal rendering. I just want to make it clear that's like metallic, so yeah. Anyways, let's get some light, or this yellow color. Yeah, just so people know it's metal. And I think like the gems are actually more like just glass, just so it's like more affordable, something like someone could, something that I could like feasibly afford. Because actual gemstones in that world can get pretty expensive. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to add an overlay layer to them metallics though, because it's not quite as bright and shiny as I would like. Or as I said before, I'm not trying to focus too much on the rendering, but at least I'm not supposed to. Okay, but you know, let's just go ahead and add some light. Maybe let's start with add glow, and I'll see what I can do later on. So yeah, basically make it shiny. Yep. Okay. All right. So just coloring it in. All right. Forgot that shiny to that, but oh well. Or highlight, I should say. Let's lower the opacity real quick. Actually, let's see how it looks with overlay. Yeah, not quite there. Let's go back to add glow. Okay. Okay. I'm just wait. Hold on. Yeah, I lost the effect right there, so I need to merge it downwards. All right. And I'll just color these in. Okay. Okay, it's supposed to be like slightly transparent, but not like super transparent, so I guess that's the aim. Aim of the game, as some might say. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just kind of. Usually with gemstones, I think you're supposed to like for like the base shadows, you kind of make the top dark. Well, I shouldn't say top, but like depending on the light source, the darker part kind of starts where the light would normally start. And then you hit it with the highlights to. I'm just not explaining myself well, I'm sorry. Okay, this is also. Yeah, I forgot to merge it back down, so. I'll just keep the highlight simple. It's kind of. Shapes are supposed to be more on the round side, so. Like nothing too fancy. Also just occurred to me that maybe this should, yeah, let's go back down. Forgot to put down the hem on the other side, so there's that. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start merging everything together. Oop. Nope, dang it, okay. Oop, no, no, no. Okay, hit. Crap, selected too many layers that time, so. Yep. And they're all the same layer now, so. Maybe see if I can put a quick color down to kind of unify things a bit. It's not what I wanted. Okay. Yep, and just kind of make it very, 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 very faint. Overlay. Like this. Yeah, just kind of unify the colors that are there. I'm also going to make the line art. I'm actually going to make the line art purple too, because I think it would look nice. Also, I just like purple line art, so yep. Okay, you know, I don't hate it, so I'm gonna add a bit of a gradient to the hair, though. No, just a little more detail. Yeah, I think most of my characters have at least like some gradient to the hair. Most of the characters I made, I mean. Okay. But yeah, so. And a little bit more detail to the eyes, or irises. Also need to name these layers real quick. Holy crap. Almost forgot again. Unify. C. Okay. I'm not gonna name the beard. I'm not gonna name the beard layers right now. Might erase some of these bits real quick though. And we're back to the beard, so. Okay. Yeah, when I put too much over the chin, it kind of doesn't look right. I guess I would say that he probably puts that for, I guess the reason why it kind of looks off to me is just because I imagine this dude actually puts some effort into his appearance. Or like he's not a messy dude, or he shouldn't be, so. It's actually more the type of person to have his crap together, so. He just like kind of has the stubble as a choice. Stubble. Okay, wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some light in the here. Okay, it's a little too bright though, I think. Or warm, I should say. Okay, and I'm gonna make it. Hold on. Okay, just trying to make the iris darker, I should say. Give it a cooler color. Or I should say the pupil. Pupil and shading. Kind of hard to see with his eye color, but yeah, there's supposed to be some sense of lighting. Alright. Yeah, this went a lot faster than I thought, so there's that. Ooh, I do still need to take a break. I'll probably start working on some of my other art, so. Actually, let's put everything together real quick in a single folder. And I'll just put like a quick gradient to imply some more shadow, just so it looks a little fancier. Okay, so Seranza. No. Seranza. Right? Okay. Sorry that my energy isn't the best either. Just kind of feeling meh all of a sudden. Multiply. That'd be dark purple. Make it a bit warmer. Nope, that's not the right pen. My God. Okay, bigger, big. I want a big one. All right. Don't want to take it over too much. All right, not too bad. Kind of wonder if he should have a highlight, but I'm not sure. Wonder if I should work on this more, or I don't know. Looks rough, man. I also realized I forgot to add a certain detail to his Forgot to give him his necklace, so I have to add that to this guy at some point. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure yet. Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna... Let's open this real quick. You guys can't see, but I'm looking at some other potential works. Because I'm not ready to end the stream quite yet, even though I ended to finish the art earlier. Not sure about this one. Actually, maybe should I give him some highlights or not? I'm not sure. Okay. Alright, sorry. Yeah, it should be RB. I don't think I'm going to put up the actual screen, though. I think I'm going to actually, because since I finished it, you know. Okay. Make this bigger. Yeah, I need to do some, a lot of basic needs real quick, so. Save. But yeah, so I'll be right back, everyone. Turn off the mic too, oops. Alright, everyone, I'm back. Hold on a moment. It's kind of funny that you can see my hair fly around. But yeah, I'm back. Alright, so I don't think I really want to... I don't think I really want to change out the title, so I'm probably going to work on Seranza's Monster Boy Flame. Whoa, the music. Yeah, it seemed like the music went quiet. Oh. Not sure what went down. Yeah, so like the thing is, it's like it's supposed to just automatically move to the next music list, but for some reason it hasn't been doing that, so... Yeah, sorry if music went out. Also, where's my reference image? Alright, here, there. Okay. Of course, right now I could... Maybe I could think about the background color. Maybe a cool purple. Okay, sorry, I'm just gonna think things through. Yeah, I'm never really sure what to do for background colors, not gonna lie. I just like how the purple kind of complements the other the colors that are already there, so... Yeah, it's kind of looking back on my piece of like Onset Shah, kind of realized that the background doesn't look that great, so yeah, a little cuties. Okay, I'm just gonna close that real quick. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and draw our bird boy. Hopefully I remember how to draw wings. So yeah, I'm just gonna... I think he's gonna have like bird legs, so we should have bird legs. So. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing off the cuff of my imagination at the moment. Or I'll have to draw off the cuff of my imagination because I haven't actually thought that much about the actual design. Okay, so yeah, try to make this all fluffy. So it's concept for a leg. Okay, concept. Yeah, draw some detail up here. But yeah, his monster bird boy or his monster form is actually meant to just be like a harpy, so a harpy type character. Okay. Try to think of the pose, which is definitely the hardest part for some of these character designs. Because I actually have a lot of basic sketches down, but all the poses kind of look the same, so it's like... Yeah. Like, you want to come up with something interesting, but it's just kind of a struggle, you know? Yeah, I can see my little pose sketch. Yeah, I forgot this bit. Yeah, his chest should probably be like moving forward or leaning forward a little bit because his legs. Okay, so yeah, I think it's actually like he's supposed to be like a lot shorter in this form than the others. So yeah, I'm just gonna come up with the basics, like a lot smaller. Okay. It's a basic idea. I'm just gonna Google. Gonna quickly do some Googling. Just write down harpy. Just see if I can get any ideas. Yeah, Greek mythology, please. Okay. Yeah, it's getting me harpy eagles, like the actual bird. It's not quite what I wanted. Okay, let's go ahead and copy and paste this real quick. Okay, so Control C, new layer, Control. I guess I didn't really need to make a whole new layer for that, but all right. So I have to make this let's up the transform real quick, and then we'll make the canvas bigger. That's not what I meant. Okay, sorry. The lasso tool is kind of messing with that. So, okay, now change the canvas size. Okay, now hide the bottom stuff. Let's just make this bigger again. Okay. I wanted to scale it evenly, so. Alright, let's see what I can do here. It's just going to be a messy sketch, probably, because I don't really have any amazing ideas right now. Actually, maybe I can change the title a bit. Okay, yeah, the title should still fit, so. Alright, so now we're drawing a harpy. Squawk, squawk. And I'll try to see what I can do. I feel like the legs are a little too short. Okay, so just drawing the upper torso right here. I always thought that harpy characters were really cool, but I hate drawing wings, so that's why I don't really have a ton of bird characters like this. Okay, so but yeah, his body is actually supposed to be a lot more petite in this form, so rather than his actual human form, which is a lot bigger. In Lavaria, he's actually like seen as this giant, so of course, like if he were to be in our world, then he wouldn't be a giant, but Lavarians are tiny, so, or the Lavs. Seranza is actually like a 5'11", so he's tall, but he's not like as tall as the people around him make him out to be, so. But yeah, in his monster boy form, he's actually quite tiny, like short, as I said before. Teeny tiny. Try to remember this. I'll give him 3 claws. Okay. I'm not sure how petite I actually want him to be, though, is the thing. Do some arms. Okay. Yeah, get these bird arms. Yeah, he's supposed to be more petite. I don't know if I want him to be quite this petite, though. Let's see if I can speak clearly. Okay. Let's, or I should say, it probably has longer legs than originally drawn. Gotta just use the liquefy tool to push things around. Let's flip the canvas too. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright. So we got this, so I'm gonna mark out the wings real quick. Okay. Just kind of hitting the ground a bit because it has really big wings. Alright, so get the shaping out these wings real quick. Yeah, I think this size is fine. Okay. Yeah, I think, starting to think maybe this leg just looks really weird. Okay, maybe make the... I don't know, I worry about making the legs too short, but it's like, it's supposed to be kind of bent, so... Which is why it might... Alright. Exaggerate some of the movements. I hope it comes out, hope this image comes out alright. So, alright. Alright. Right, so, yeah, it still has, like, big pecs. Probably need them to need it for the beating those wings. Okay, so... Alright. Remember that it's supposed to have some feathers, so, yeah. So I should probably mark out some scale areas, because, you know, bird feet have scales on them. Okay. Let's actually add more detail to this face, so... Yeah, I think maybe have a feather, maybe give him a feather hair too. I'm not really sure how to handle feather hair, honestly. Okay. But we'll see we'll have to see how it goes. Let's look at the other. Also need to save. Oh, okay, so here. Okay. Actually, no, I actually started the parting on the right side. It's like I thought I got on the wrong side, but I realized that the canvas was still flipped. Okay. Yeah, and it's supposed to kind of curl a bit. Here's a bit shorter than I normally draw for characters. Make his arms a bit thicker too. Okay, just kind of. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of... Okay, yeah, I've just tried... I realized I'm being quiet. Sorry again. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this, legs. Honestly, should probably fluff this up a bit more. him a. It's actually give him a scale. Thinking of giving him a scalier neck. So. Okay. All right. So, mark out some of these feathers. This little downy section over here. We got these over here. Got this section. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna. All right. Stretch again. Okay. Ugh. I need to mark out these eyes real quick. Yeah, have them be a bit higher up. Don't really want them to look like a little kid. Okay. So, yeah, we'll lighten this up a lot. And then I'll just continue at it. So. Actually, maybe I'll drop off some, do another ad on Blue Sky real quick, so. Show people what I'm actually doing. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just doing a quick ad. Hopefully people can see what I'm doing. Okay, Control E. Stream's still going. I finished. Sorry, get this thing out of my mouth. Finished the OG drawing. The original piece. So I'm starting. Seranza's harpy form. Squawk, squawk. Squawk, squawk. I'm not sure if anyone would find that funny, but you know what? Comedy's not my forte, you know. Just need a hashtag stream. Then add the link here. So yeah. Control C. Okay, and here. So maybe some people might come in. Oh, someone's coming home. Okay. Need to lock the door again, sorry. Make sure no one breaks in. Yeah, so I probably won't go all the way with this drawing, because normally I need to just let my pieces sit around for a while before I can fully go through with it. But yeah. Okay. Because yeah, I tend to have some awkward kind of struggle with the anatomy sometimes. So yeah. All right. Okay. All right, so indicate some of the downy feathers that he has on his body. All right, sorry, I need to get back to the OBS. Oops. Okay. But yeah, so we gotta get these arms in. So yeah, I should probably indicate the tricep right here. And the bicep right here. Okay, sorry I don't have a ton of interesting stuff to say today, just because you know, been mostly focusing on this kind of stuff, like the art fight and just drawing out my character. So mark out these shadows real quick. Okay. Alright, so over here too. Gonna mark out the belly button. Just kind of make this dot kind of dotted because it's supposed to be fluffy. Okay. Alright. So yeah, like a smoky RP. So probably have gray feathers because he's supposed to be like smoke. Maybe like some orange and stuff. I know that for a fact that his irises are supposed to be orange in this form, so a little bit like smoke and fire. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too detailed with this area, but just gonna shade it out. Okay. Maybe I should update the warnings on this stream, by the way, so it's not really supposed to be sexual or anything, but I don't want to get in trouble, so you know, try to cover my ass, basically. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'll change the content warning. Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to get in trouble, so you know, it's not exactly the most covered individual, so you know. But yeah. So let's get these legs done. I made my brush too thick right there, so. But yeah. Alright. So I have these two here. And then start applying some of the scales, so make this area a bit flatter. A little bit of space. Okay. But yeah, it has some like scales on the shins. Let's add a little fluff, a little bit of hair right up here, or feather up here. Okay. Just kind of add more detail here. So, all right. Had this one be a bit flatter because it's the foot. You should be able to move his foot a little bit. Okay, and then we mark out the actual shape of the feet. Okay. Yep. Okay. Then we have the leg covered up a bit more, so. Okay. So I'll block these parts in. Okay. Actually make these a bit rounder. Okay. Yep. Alright. Honestly, let this have a back scale right here. So yeah, it's one leg. And we'll just block in these other ones. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering if I should have, rather than have focus on clarity for this one. I just can let myself be a little more stylistic. Like, still have like cleanish line art, but accentuate more shadows than the human forms. At least I'm considering that. Okay. Alright. But yeah, kind of just thought that maybe I could make my life a little easier with these monster forms. Okay. Part of me worries that these thighs are a little too thick, by the way. I'm not sure. Alright. Okay. So kind of zoom out. Just kind of add more shapes to this, how the shadows are right here. So yeah, get this part in. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna go on this bit. Got a little fluff right there. Okay. Maybe not too much. Just gonna close this off a bit. Okay, so yeah, so let's just get started on this other leg real quick. Okay. Alright. Yep. A bunch of fluff right here. Then we can have the scales start on this leg. Hopefully the scales show that the leg is going further back. Okay. We have this blunt end right here. So yeah, then we're just gonna finish the claws off. All right. Okay. And the legs just thin down a whole ton. We're supposed to anyway. Okay. Honestly, I think it should be a bit bigger. So I'm just going to stretch it out a bit, touch. Kind of worried it's a little too fluffy right here, so tone it down just a smidge. Okay. Alright. Kind of darken this bit. Okay. Okay, zoom out, zoom back in. Hold on. Just trying to draw a little bit of fluff over the shadow. Yeah, and draw some of the neck scales. Because he's supposed to have a scaly neck. Okay. Alright. Okay. Trying to make this arm look a lot more fluffier right here, because I just remembered that it's supposed to be like a part of the wing. there should be another flip right here. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Yeah, look, kind of want some runaway scales there. Kind of look like they're a bit separated, just because I think it would look cool. Okay. All right. Oh crap, I almost forgot my coffee. Woof. Don't want to forget that again. Yikes, it's quite cool. Quite cool already. Not happy about that. Okay. So anyways, let's just get this arm marked out. So start detailing this one. So yeah, I'll make this very different from how a human arm would work, obviously, because it's a bird arm. Okay. Anyways, let's detail this. Okay. This kind of has a little bit of crazy angle right here because of the wing. Okay, so anyways, let's just go ahead and sketch out these details a bit further. Right. So we've got this little upper bit. I'm just gonna have all the wings kind of or feathers kind of squished together a little bit. Okay. All right. All right. Have these going in. Have these, I think the bird wings are supposed to be a bit of a blockier shape right around here for this wing specifically. Of course, actually, I think, kind of realizing that I might have forgotten a part. Yeah, should be this section. This has an actual angle to it. I need to erase the stuff. No, I need to erase the stuff that's already here. Okay. It's supposed to have, this stuff actually has an angle to it, so. Of course, I can't say that for all birds, but the ones that I'm used to referencing, I think. Okay. It's been a long time since I actually used a bird reference. I should have probably done that. Oh well. Didn't really expect to finish the other piece so quickly, so. Okay. Yeah, so, all right. All right. Try to indicate that this one's under. Okay. Damn, like, this wingspan is twice as big as he is. Or it looks that way. Kind of wondering if I should have another layer under here or not. Is that just how big this is? We have this over here, over here. Yeah, I used to think having wings would be so cool as a kid. And I think a lot of people think that way, but I remember actually like following someone's back long ago. There was I remember reading someone's Wattpad book where all the main characters had bird wings, kind of like Maximum Ride, I think. Hopefully I'm not screwing that name up, but yeah, there's this book series called Maximum Ride, and I think it was kind of similar to that. I think I read almost the entire thing. And you can spend a lot of time like reading some people's novels. Some people's like little novels on Wattpad back in the day. Okay, let's try to make sure to get them right. His face is going down this time, so. Alright, sorry, I'm just kind of focusing on the face, so. Alright, let's fill that in. Hold on, I'm just gonna give this a bit of a curve over here. It's not quite accurate to a bird, but you know, gotta make it visually a little more interesting. I'll give him a little bit of an awkward smile here. Yeah, I can feel my face trying to replicate the look. Does anyone else do that? I heard it's kind of a common thing for artists for their faces to kind of match the expression they're drawing. So it's kind of funny. Okay. I'll try to indicate the nose a bit. Let's flip the canvas real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. All right, kind of draw out the nose real quick. Actually, I should take another sip of this coffee, so you know. Lips. Yeah, so I'll try to work on the expression a little bit. Remember that he's supposed to have a chin, so let's draw that out. Okay. Yeah, I need to actually draw the head, so. Hi, I'm back. How's the art going? It's going alright. I assume you had, like, dinner or something? I actually finished the other piece, so I started working on another one. You actually have to change the content warning, so it's not actually supposed to be, like, this image isn't really actually supposed to be, like, sexual or anything, but, you know, I want to cover my butt, so yeah, just a fair warning. Yeah, it's just a implied nudity, so, or, yeah, say implied, but yeah. But yeah, I'm drawing his monster form right now, so like doing a sketch of it. I probably won't finish this because I need to like sit on my sketches for a while, so. But yeah, so I'm just showing you the finished drawing real quick. This is what yep, you may see. Yes, it's generally what I have. It's possible there could be like minor changes to the image, but largely this is pretty much done, so. Yeah, like maybe just like some, like add a big, like basically add maybe a little bit more to this background, but yep. Cool, looks like a mage. Yeah, I guess he does. He's actually supposed to be a gunman, or a gunman. Musketeer, in a way. But I didn't feel like drawing the weapons today, so. Yeah, this is the monster form, so. It's still pretty awkward, but yeah, it's usually why I need to let things wait. Need a... Yeah, he's actually supposed to have like a smaller stature in his monster, in the harpy form, so. Okay, so get these bird ears. Of course, they're not actually like look like bird. They're not actual bird ears, but like how some people have like feather ears. Thought I'd give them to him. I think these might be a bit too long, so. But yeah, so probably gonna spend the rest of the stream on this look. Have you ever like heard of the Xenoblade Chronicle games? I mean, I think you said you don't know anything. You don't play much games, but there's like in one of the games, there's this like race of people who have like feathers on their head or wings on their head. It's like I kind of didn't like the design aspect of that originally, but I kind of love it now. So I'm just gonna show it real quick. As if I can remember what they're called. So Xenoblade Chronicles. But yeah, there's like these bird people who live on. Honestly, the world building in Xenoblade Chronicles is pretty. It's like really unique, but races. Yeah, I forgot what they're called, so I'm just gonna. I need to. Sorry. Hi, Entia. Okay. I'll like copy and paste the image real quick so you can see what I mean. Hi, Entia. But honestly, I thought the Hi, Entia were kind of cool, though I wasn't. Though I thought it was kind of weird at first. Like I like they're part of the world, I should say. So let's copy this image real quick, and I'll just paste it in here so you can see what I mean. Oh my god, that is microscopic. Hopefully you can... Okay. Yeah, this is like a pixelated mess. I'm gonna look for something else, okay. But yeah, they're kind of like... I think they're meant to look more like angelic than, if anything. But it's like definitely like different. Okay, this is a higher resolution. So let me get back to the... Wow, it looks so tribal. I'm not sure. Yeah, they actually kind of have like more of a high-tech society than rather than tribal, to be honest. But yeah, I just kind of remembered them randomly, because but yeah, I remember. I think I was mentioning earlier that I used to think like the idea of having like big bird wings was like super cool back in the day, but not as I was never like super crazy about drawing wings, so I never had that many OCs with like bird OCs. Even though I always liked the idea of them. Okay, I need to like, I feel like his face is a little too young looking, so I'm gonna make it a little thinner. Make it put his features a little bit higher up. I put him down a bit lower because, you know, his head is actually downturned in this one. But yeah, I don't want him to look like a kid, so. I'll have to work on that later. But yeah, so. Maybe I can show you more stuff another time, but yeah, if I remember. I don't know. I don't want to just push you to... I don't know, maybe. But yeah, they're like had a more of a high-tech society in the game. Because they were supposed to be like... Or like, they're supposed to specialize in like magic. It's more so than like the other... than like the human races. But yeah, I think a cool part about the Xenoblade Chronicles, like at least the game that I'm familiar with, there's more like Xenoblade games, but I'm not familiar with the other ones, but they actually like live in a world that's just basically a giant like mech thing. Like the world is actually just a giant humanoid creature. And there's actually the world is not just one, but like two giant mech things. And I always thought that was like super cool because it was like really unique. Like you have to like climb up the body of the like the creature that they lived on was called the Bionis, and it had like the organic creatures on it. And they had like, in the early parts of the game, they were like fighting the creatures from the Mechanis, which is like a giant robot. So it's like more technical. I can't speak. Technological. But yeah, I always thought that was like super cool. So. Yeah, and the High Entia, those guys they actually lived higher up on the Bionis, so. And they had like more of a high-tech society. That was like very magical focused. Like the city that they like the different races, they have like their own little city in the game, and High Entia, they had like a very high-tech city, so. And I remember like really liking the aesthetic, so I wanted to make like a craft that kind of was, or like I used to try and make jewelry back then, so I remember like buying some beads that I thought would kind of resemble that area, but I never really made a piece of jewelry with those beads, so. Yeah. There's actually like a race in the game that actually actually does have a more tribal aesthetic, but because they lived in a jungle area in the game, but they were actually like these weird little ball things, so they were cute, but yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm like suddenly remembering the story of the game. Yeah, one of the main characters of the game, she was a High Entia, and she was like the princess of that society, so. Okay. kinda like, so I'm like lowering the opacity again. Trying to make his features maybe slightly less delicate. Just so, of course, I still want it to look like he's facing downwards, so. Just try to alter the facial features a bit. Okay, come on. So trying to make the lower part of the face thinner, but okay. That's good enough, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'll work on the sketch again. Keep working on the sketch. Sorry, I'm not the chattiest right now. I've been it's kind of a little bit hard to chat and like do a sketch. Because it definitely takes more concentration rather than the line art in the coloring stages. I actually still sometimes listen to the music from the game. Like there's a track called Macanis Fields, and it's like, super pretty. So I don't want to like play it on stream because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get like a copyright strike from Nintendo. So yeah, the original game was meant for the Wii, but there's a Switch version of it. So don't worry, I'll enjoy the show. I see. Yeah, admittedly, not much has really happened today, so I didn't really have that many subjects to talk about, so I guess I kind of forgot to turn my mic on the first 10 minutes of the stream. I also, like, don't think anyone was actually there, so probably didn't matter in the long run. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of putting down this hair. So, trying to... Oops. Okay, trying to make it look okay, I guess. Also, I heard Discord go off, so I'm just gonna... I can check on my phone. Okay, just another stream alert. I feel like everyone's streaming today. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of alerts for that. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna add more detail to this hair. Okay. Originally, I don't know if I said this already. Originally, this was supposed to look more like feathers, but I'm not sure if I'll go through that with that. I wish I could speak. Okay, feather ears. Okay. A little bit jealous of the people who know what they're doing with feathers, so. Okay. Alright, more detail. By the way, I was thinking of like playing Monster Hunter Rise for if I'm able to for my birthday stream. Just like start the game then. Like I'm probably going to do the birthday stream a day early than my actual birthday, but I'm not maybe I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing, what's going to happen on that day, because I think everyone's supposed to be at work that day, so like they usually my family members are usually work on Fridays, so. Okay, so just gonna get this hair. Have a fluffiness to it. Has a fluffiness to it. Okay. Try Add these details. This is the hair that's a little bit further back. Okay. In a few weeks, yeah. Lucky you. Yep. A little bit excited. I mean, I don't have any, like, big plans for it, but... You know, I just get the... Outside of maybe, like, the game... Outside of the stream, of course, but... Yeah, I just get to... Hopefully I'm able to just chill out that day. But yeah. Okay, so let's start sketching out the face. Okay, take a deep breath. Try to remember that his neck is actually meant to be a bit scalier. Okay. Have this extra scale right here. Just kind of have like flyaway scales. Okay, and then some more scales. Okay. But yeah, maybe I'll be able to. Maybe I'll be able to watch fireworks again this year too. We didn't really get to watch fireworks. Alright, yeah, we didn't really get to watch fireworks last year, which sucks a little bit. Because my birthday is right before the 4th, so. Do you want presents for your birthday? Yeah, I tend to get a few presents for my birthday, so. Yeah, I guess I kind of asked for a book, so I might get that, but I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, it's not like any crazy plans for my birthday. Just kind of like taking it easy, I guess. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Sorry, I'm just a little bit quiet. I'm just trying to mark out the spaces. I think I'm gonna let myself make this the monster form images be a little more stylized, like have heavier line art than what I usually do. Basically, more so just to obscure some of the details because I don't want to like stress out myself too much with some of the anatomy here. I'm not used to drawing wings, so yeah. But yeah, I asked for a book that has like some spooky art in it, so honestly I was looking at it earlier this year, but then decided that I can't really spend money on it, so at the time, so thought I may as well just see if anyone's willing to give it to me as a gift. But yeah. Alright, so I'm kind of blocking out the shadows right here, in case you're wondering what I was doing. Okay. Of course, wanna fill this in too. Okay. Alright. Make sure to add some fluff here. Because he's basically almost completely covered by feathers, so Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I also kind of want a Gundam model kit, but you know, I'm not expecting one of those, especially since I don't have like any particular desire. Don't have one that I particularly want. I just kind of want to. I just have that urge to kind of assemble something, so that's kind of why I was thinking about getting a Gundam kit. Honestly, like Legos could probably satisfy that need too, but I feel Legos are kind of expensive these days, so yeah, it can be like $20 to $30 for a pretty small set. So you know, I just kind of want to build something and not like not worry about it too much. Like I like build something, but not necessarily be that creative with it. I miss collecting. I don't know. Used to like to collect like those little designer toys or like little trinkets, I guess. You know, kind of like those blind boxes and stuff. I used to like do more of that, but you know, the cost of like blind boxes just got too expensive for me to like justify buying them. I don't know. I'm okay with like paying like $8 for one, but like once in a while. But like I'm not someone who goes crazy with that kind of thing. But yeah, $15 for something that I don't know what I'm gonna get is just like way too much for me. So, and unfortunately, a lot of that kind of stuff comes in blind boxes. So, like, I don't really care about the blind box part. I just kind of want the item. But yeah, so yeah, I guess like basically collecting little toys is what I should say. I liked getting like ball jointed dolls too, but those are like way more expensive. So, and then Gundams kind of fit that description too. So, except you actually like build your own Gundams. So, yeah, there's another VTuber who's like I've been looking into a bit more, and he does like content where he builds Gundam kits. So that's why I've been thinking about that lately. Yeah. So. Also, I heard about the absolute insanity over like Pop Mart stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, I remember that company. It's like hear about the absolute chaos that's going on. Like I don't know if you heard about like the Labubu's, but like those little toys. Yeah, it's just like I mean, I don't really have a desire to go after one, but like it did kind of remind me of the old days. So yeah, it's kind of insane to hear people like talk about. Kind of insane to hear like the mainstream kind of talk about your like like an older hobby of yours. So hmm. I used to be more into like Tokidoki though, so like the unicornos slash mermicornos, like little unicorn figures. Mermicornos were like a mermaid version of the unicornos, so I actually did collect a good few mermicornos, but yeah, those are the ones that kind of got too expensive for me though. So Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I used to get like my little Mermicornos from the like Barnes and Nobles, which is the bookstore technically. And then I like do it on occasion, and then you just open the little package and you just give it a good sniff. That's... I don't know. I'm pretty sure I like the smell of vinyl, so I know it's probably like really weird, but yeah, I miss sniffing the vinyl. That's the thing. My vinyl sniffing addiction. Give it a good old whiff. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, let's just get back to work. Add more detail to this leg. Probably gonna have to Google bird feed after this, because I don't think this is quite how it's supposed to look. Sorry, I'm just trying to... but yeah. Okay. Alright, so listen. Okay. So I'm gonna mark out the areas that are kind of blocked in, so just gonna indicate some little feathers. Alright. Yeah, just gonna continue the shape. Try to remember to get it right. Okay. Alright. Birdman, woo! Oh hoo! Woohoo! Yep. Squawk, squawk. Tweet. This his bird form. At least I'll have like one reference image for the bird form. But yeah, so... Or it's like a monster form, I should say. I mean, I still have that other image that's ready to go, but... I like that one sketch that I've been working on, but I haven't like touched it since the last stream, so... Like the monster version of Onsacha, the blonde guy that I drew last week, so... Yeah. Just kind of mark out these little areas. Okay. Squawk, quack, quack. Yeah. Honk, honk. Ugh, sorry, my coffee's getting cold. Do you ever like bird watch, by the way? And if so, what are your favorite birds to watch? I don't really go out of my way to do it, but when I used to do cards, I like to watch the little birds that live in the parking lot, so I think like the house sparrows and sometimes the geese. I know we have like a lot of seagulls and crows there too, so... Yeah, I remember that there used to be a crow. I used to see like a crow sit on like the top of the entrance to the store and just kind of like caw constantly. I like barn owls, but I haven't seen one in a long time. I see. I don't think I've ever seen an owl in the wild, to be honest. I think barn owls are pretty cute, though, so. I heard that they can be kind of they can be like little menaces, though. Menaces. Like to other birds, usually. Mm. Mm. Ugh, sorry. Just finished the coffee, at least. Okay. Alright, zoom out. Ugh. Okay. Sorry, I had to stretch again. I remember a seagull pooping right next to me. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, it wasn't, like, right next to me, but kind of, like, I saw it, like, swoop down and just plop. I don't know, it's like... It disturbed me a little bit. Like, just trying to do my job. But yeah. Don't think I had that issue since, though, so... Hmm. Okay. Okay, blocking this out. Mark out the rest of that. Okay. Alright, just gonna get these little bits. Get this feathery shape. Just kind of go in. Hmm. Okay, sorry, I went quiet. The music stopped, so should probably do that. Deal with it. Okay, back to the start. Okay, just gonna check out blue sky real quick. All right, sorry about that. Okay, back to here. But yeah, I kind of remember like seeing some. I actually remember seeing geese and ducks kind of running all over the parking lot at the beginning of spring. So it's like you don't usually like see ducks on the actual parking lot. So like there's a pond that's near the parking lot, but yeah, they usually like stay over there. But yeah, I guess they were looking for more food or something. All right. So I'm just gonna quickly mark out the rest of this wing. Okay. Right. Right, get these bits. All right. Okay. All right. So keep going. No, sorry. It's gonna a little bit of a tedious part right here. Gonna probably give me a lot of trouble in the future, but Probably don't need to spend too long on it on stream though. Yeah, I might have to line this piece off stream because it's gonna be a lot of like trying to line wings is kind of a nightmare. So okay. But yeah, so okay, let's get this face again. Okay. Okay, let's make this a bit darker actually, so I can see the eye details a bit better. I'm gonna actually color in the eyes real quick. So, he's actually supposed to have like orange eyes in this form, so. It's kind of why I ended up not giving my other character yellow eyes. Even though I was kind of considering that, because I realized that or like orangey eyes, golden eyes, I should say, because I realized that there's other characters who have like orange eyes. Because there's actually another character of mine who actually has like orange eyes all the time, so has orange eyes all the time rather than just his other form. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get these eyebrows in. Okay. Okay. All right, and then we can get this nose and mouth marked out too. Make the corners of the mouth a bit more thick. All right, and just kind of mark that out. So yeah, and just kind of mark out the bottom of the nose too, because that's how I like to do things. Here. Okay. Okay, I think I just remembered that I want like some scales on his face too, so. And mark maybe like right here. Okay, maybe I'm getting a little too detailed with the scales, but. Yeah. Okay, maybe like maybe at the very edges of them. Edges here, maybe. Okay. Right, zoom back out. Maybe some like right here. Okay, let's turn this off. And probably like mark out some potential areas for the dark shadows. Yeah, and just kind of cover up a lot of the. Wouldn't hurt to cover up some of these feathers. So yeah, maybe go a bit heavier with them. Okay, so Okay, so yeah. So yeah, I'll just gonna... Okay. Hmm. Okay, so get this little bit. Kind of wondering if I should yeah, I'll just kind of put a little bit right there. Maybe tone down the, push the feather hair in a bit. Maybe push the hair here out. Okay. Make this slightly longer, maybe slightly bigger too. Yeah, I feel like it's a little too thin right there, so. Make the end of this, like right here, a bit thicker. Okay. I feel like I lost the shape now. Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and then about over here, I just kind of hide this area. All right. I'll push this right here to be further back. Yeah, I'll try to apply more of a 3D shape right there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about those scales right here, so. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to call it quits for tonight, or today. It's technically the afternoon still, but... Oh, I never saved this whole time, damn. Okay. Yeah, gotta do that real quick. Seranza... Monster. Okay. But yeah, thank you for coming to today's stream. Let me just look for someone to raid real quick. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Wonder if I have any... Who should I go after? Yeah, seeing if I can, like, raid someone new, but... Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out who to raid. I don't think I ever raided this person before. So maybe I'll give them a raid then. I don't know. Maybe not. Sorry, there's an ad right before the stream, so maybe not. Sorry, it's just like remember that someone else started a stream, so... Had a going live notification, but I don't see him. Of course, I think he's gaming, so... I'm just gonna check him out. Actually, let's get back to the finished piece, because it looks a little nicer. But yeah. Oh, I hid him away. That's why I couldn't see him. I don't know, he's doing a gaming stream though, so... Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to raid someone new, but I might raid a bigger stream today. Go after a bigger streamer today, just to see. But yeah, so. Anyways, thank you everyone who came to today's, everyone who's came to today's stream. I think I'm gonna try raiding Basil Wolf, so might get slapped with some abs today, but yeah, just want to do someone new. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the raid. Raid channel. Okay, copy and paste. Basil Wolf. So, yep. Anyways, thank you. Thanks again. And everyone have a nice day. Raid now.
Listen to
All right.
go to playlist. What's the name, Basil? Oh yeah, it's Radiant Devotion. You saved me from being the door. I actually fell asleep told them about me blasting. Yeah! There you go. I blast every once in a while. We lose some people and we gain some people. I just like listening to music. Viridian, welcome Raiders, welcome. Welcome to stream. You know what I've been listening to lately? I have been listening to can we like get DMCA'd for just one song? For just like one
Okay,
song?
needs
Do
to
you have like a
stream.
little